What would this channel be without people leaving comments? So I made a video called, Does Balding Make You Angry, Bitter, Desperate, Obsessed? Lots of comments received, very engaging video. I want to share from our great friend Victor Sloan / Sylvan Strength. Here's what he had to say. Quote, I'm at a place where I'd rather not be balding, but I'm totally okay with it. I'm still happy and confident. My hair is slowly thinning and receding, but I wear it openly. I'm going to skip down a little bit. I like this. He says, I was the one who expected to have beautiful flowing hair until my dying day. I accepted the thought of graying and even celebrated the day it would eventually happen. However, I never expected hair loss. Even at the age of 25, when I first thought I might be noticing some, I was depressed and paranoid. But then I got my mind off of it and found my own ways to accept it. I even convinced myself I wasn't going to lose my hair. End quote. There's more to it there, but I really just want to focus in on that. And I've mentioned it before. I just wonder, for you personally, did you think it was a possibility that you wouldn't go bald? Because I think a lot of people who watch my channel thought that was a possibility. And for me personally, I never thought that was an option. I never thought, hey, there's a chance that I won't go bald. No. As a kid in elementary school, as a kid in high school, then in my 20s, I always expected to go bald. For me, I equate balding as a man with everything else. I don't know, like, yeah, getting wrinkles and becoming hairier everywhere. I mean, it's part of the aging process. And I think for me, it's like, well, those other things don't make you more attractive either. But at the same time, that's how, as a man, that you grow old. And I think perhaps it's safe to say that a lot of people watching my channel maybe thought that they were going to be of that percentage of the men in the world who never go bald. But I just never thought that would be an option. I never ever thought I'd look like this at 37. It still doesn't even make sense to have this much hair. That's how convinced I was I would be a bald man. And give it 13 years when I'm 50, we could probably safely say that. It's just, I guess I haven't really considered that there's people watching my channel who actually think there's a chance they won't go bald or never considered it. But for me, I always considered it. So somebody say, well, there's some irony, Nick, that you can have nearly 5,000 subscribers and you're talking about hair loss mainly to a younger audience and you still have that much hair. Yeah, I agree. But the biggest irony is that I still have this much hair to begin with, because in my mind, I was convinced that I would definitely be bald by now. So that's a good place to be for me. To expect my whole life to be bald by now, and I'm not. But the opposite, unfortunately, is true for a lot of my subscribers and viewers, is that in their youth, they thought they wouldn't go bald, and now it's happening to them. So there's definitely been a great benefit in me expecting the worst to happen, and it's barely happening. So when it eventually does come, I'll be more than ready for it. But I think maybe for step one, for a lot of people watching my channel, because they start noticing signs of hair loss, Nick, what do I do? What do I do? Step one is acknowledging that you may be one of the people who loses that gene lottery. And I'll close with this. The way I perceive it is 20% of men by age 20 are noticeably bald, 30% by age 30, and so on. So if we want to do by the age, in theory, 37% of men by age 37 are noticeably bald. And I just happen to not really be one of them. But if 50% of men by age 50, then you can probably count me in. But I think it's so important to come to the realization you're probably going to go bald at some point. And the moment you accept that, it's a step in the right direction for some people. Because what a tragedy to assume that you're not going to be the one that goes bald. Sure enough, you might be the one. And maybe in some kind of strange twist of events, the fact that I accepted my baldness as a kid, as a teenager, as a guy in his early 20s, that I always made that part of my identity and it didn't happen, maybe somehow that messed with karma, and then somehow I still have hair and I'm the guy who honestly doesn't care because I'd rather just shave it off anyway at this point. That's how comfortable I've got. And maybe that helped me prepare for something that's still yet to come. First step, say it with me. I'm going to go bald. I'm not going to be one of the lucky ones. I'm going to go bald, bald.